All right, joining me now is no stranger to the media, Michael Steele. He's a political analyst with MSNBC. He's also the former chairman of the Republican National Committee. Michael, good to be with you.
It's great to be with you. How's it going?
Yeah,
you enjoying Freedom Fest?
Yeah, not yet. I'm just covering Freedom Fest, and
She's working hard.
I'm working hard. Now, Michael, I know you have a presentation here coming up about compromising, whether or not you should compromise your principles and whatnot. So let's talk a little about the message you plan to bring to the attendees here.
I think the base argument to be made is, and as we've seen it played out over the last 4 or 5 years, compromising your principle is not the goal. In fact, there is no upside to doing that, because then you're not grounded in anything. You're not standing on any particular set of principles or ideas that are going to help shape the policy that you're trying to shape. I think what you do is you bring those principles into the discussion. I think a lot of people think that the moment you begin to talk about building consensus, that you talk about some form of compromise. And I don't like that word compromise because it has such strong negative connotations to it. For me, the idea of consensus, because that means both of us are going to find some space to meet in. It may not be the middle. It may be closer to where you are. It may be closer to where I am. But we're going to reach some common goals or ideas that we think will help move the agenda forward. So that's really, I think, where the country wants the government to go. And the government seems to have a hard time doing that. The White House and the House.
And where would you like the government to go? Which direction?
I think, I would like them to go more towards the idea. I'm sort of old school in the sense that Ronald Reagan got big things done because Ronald Reagan knew where the lines were to be drawn. And like at Reykjavik or dealing with Tip O'Neill on the budget, he drew those lines very starkly. And he said, this is the principal position I'm taking, and I'm not moving off of this. If you really want to have this conversation, you need to respect where I stand. I respect where you are. Now let's find that sweet spot. And I'd like to see Boehner and Obama look more through that prism at their situation. I think their polarization right now is really driving the negativity. I'm listening to the president talk about the border security issues with the young kids, his refusal to go and to be there, to just show, as the American president, I recognize this is a crisis and I want to do something about it. When you step back away from the problem, it ferments the turmoil and the noise and the crazy that we see played out a lot of times.
So what do you make of Boehner wanting to launch a lawsuit against Obama?
Again, that is just a lot of noise. It will mean absolutely nothing. By the end of the day, presuming that a court gives him standing to bring the lawsuit, by the time that works its way through the system, Obama's no longer president and the point is missed. So let's focus on moving the president. You have congressional authority under the Constitution right now. You don't need to go to the courts. The Constitution is very clear what the Speaker of the House, you're the power of the purse. You're the power of, that's probably one of the most strongest negotiating points you have. If you got the checkbook, I got to pay attention to what you're saying. I got to at least talk to you. So I don't see them using that kind of leverage with each other, and I think reverting to these very partisan positions frustrates the purposes of the country right now.
Now, if I ask you to fill in the blank, the U.S. economy is
weak
right now.
Short term.
Short term. Can they get out of the slump, and how?
They can get out of the slump, and the way they get out of the slump is by revisiting some of the Fed policies that have been put into place that I think have driven sort of an idea in our economy that we're going to invest more in Wall Street. $17,000. Everyone's, yeah, great, loving it. Okay, but the small business owner on Main Street is not celebrating. And at the end of the day, they're the ones who are doing the hiring and the firing in this economy. And so if they're not empowered to invest, to save, to spend through hires and expansion, guess what? We're going to get the kind of anemic job growth that we see. We're going to get the kind of anemic economic growth that we've seen. And I think that the feds really need to pay a little bit more to Main Street because I think they know how to do it a little bit better.
So just spend some time with the regular folks.
Because they give you a clue as to where the economy is ultimately going. You knew the headwinds of the downturn in the economy was coming when you saw shopkeepers saying, you know what, I'm just not going to expand in 2009. That told you in 2008 that there was going to be a problem.
All right, Michael Steele, thank you so much.
All right, thank you. It's great to be with you.
And thanks for watching our coverage here from Freedom Fest. We'll have more for you. In the meantime, you can email us comments or questions for these folks at newsfeedback@kitco.com. Thanks for watching.